Hey guys, I want to talk with you about one of the biggest characteristics I feel like in life that separates the men from the boys, or in other words, one of the most definitive traits that makes you a man. Okay, that trait very specifically is keeping your cool when the time is right, or in the middle of a crisis, or at all times really in life. I feel like real, true, strong, powerful men at the core, they always know how to keep their cool. This is a very big line of distinction in the sand between other men out there that haven't mastered this. They haven't mastered themselves. They haven't learned this lesson yet. They haven't wrapped their mind around this. They don't know how to do this. They don't know how to operate in this way. But I want you guys to think about every man around you that you really respect and admire all throughout your life, wherever these people were. And I want you to really stop and think about the types of guys they were. I want you to think about these sorts of actions they took in these crisis situations when the going got tough. What was their style of operation? Okay, were they just yelling and flailing and kicking and screaming and just zipping around, running amok, doing whatever, losing their cool? Or were these people that always knew how to maintain their composure? They always knew how to keep it together. They always knew how to keep their cool in the midst of whatever life had to throw at them. I would be willing to bet and willing to guess that all these men that you've identified in your life that acted in that sort of way, these are the ones that you look up to. These are the ones that embodied this characteristic. They very definitively had this way of being about them, as opposed to the opposite side. Guys out there that don't know how to keep their cool. They lose their cool. They're hot-headed. They're impulsive. They do just different things in the face of a crisis. They don't act this way. Okay, so that's one of the first things that I'm going to tell you. And the second thing I want to tell you, just to try to drive this point home a little bit further and to try to illustrate things a little bit. There's a lot about my life that I have not told you guys, and I'm not on this channel this channel really isn't about me. It's more about you guys. So that's an intentional thing. I'm not here looking for glory or looking to necessarily tell all of my life story, because none of that stuff matters. This channel is more about you and your life story. But I have a job that it's kind of a requirement that you have to keep your cool in these sorts of crisis situations. And I'll tell you straightforward. I am an airline pilot, and the way that we operate, the world that we live in, is that we train for these emergency situations. And we do have these very challenging situations, thankfully, that don't come up all that often. But when they do, you better damn well know how to keep your cool in the midst of that sort of situation. You better learn to operate and to be that way, because if you're going to address an emergency, handle a crisis, effect a safe, positive outcome upon the day, save everybody's lives conceivably, if the situation's bad enough, you will not do that if you lose your cool. You will not do that if you lose your composure. You will not do that if you don't know how to maintain your cool, like I'm talking about. And I want you to think about, for you as men, and coming back to this whole characteristic about losing your cool, think about you're the captain on your airplane in life, okay? And all the other people around you, in some senses, they're comparable to your passengers, okay? And I want you to think about every single one of you people who listen to this channel, the times when you've been on an airplane, okay? What sort of captain would you want to know is up front of that airplane? Would you want to know that there's a guy up there or a girl that knows how to keep their cool no matter what the hell's happening around them? Engine falls off, airplane's on fire, any number of things could happen. Would you want that sort of captain? Or how would you feel if there was a captain up front that was like just totally started freaking out when all the bells and whistles and the alarms and everything are going off and shit's falling down all around you and bad things are happening? What sort of captain would you want to know is up there? What sort of person would you want to be up there? Do you want the cool, calm, collected person that knows how to just, hey, ice cold here, let's just keep it cool, let's address the situation, let's handle the emergency, let's do what we got to do, let's get on the ground, let's keep everybody safe here, let's effect a safe, positive outcome? Or like I said, do you want to just see that guy up there or girl yelling and screaming and freaking out, oh my God, and losing their cool, getting off center, all this kind of stuff, right? It's the same sort of analogy in life, guys, for you as men in the way that you operate in this world. You're kind of like the captain. You've got the option to be the cool, calm, collected guy, or you've got the option of being the person that loses the cool, that doesn't know how to keep it ice cold in every situation that gets thrown your way. Okay? This is a hard thing to learn. This is a hard thing to master about yourself. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that, in fact, most men are probably not born this way. This is a learned thing, I think, to know this about yourself and to operate in this way and to learn to keep your cool in these stressful situations. It's not always easy to do, but it's something that each and every one of you guys, I'm convinced you have to master this. You have to wrap your minds around this. You have to learn to operate this way if you want to get to the places that you want in this life, achieve the success you want, have the people around you that you desire. In other words, your love relationships, your friend relationships, keep your family happy, keep everybody in your presence, just keeping people wanting to come and continue to be around you, okay? And this is every single situation in life you're going to go through, guys. The big ones, the small ones, the line in the sand, the differentiation separates the men from the boys. The men know how to keep their calm in a crisis. The boys do not. Everybody else in the world does not know how to do that. So I know society has a way of, projecting or making you think that being a man means having giant muscles or acting in a certain way, talking a certain way, dressing in a certain way, conducting yourself in some other sorts of ways. But at the end of the day, none of that stuff matters, right? Think about the airplane again. The big muscles don't matter when the wing's on fire, right? What matters is you keeping your cool and knowing what to do and handling the situation appropriately, okay? That's life, guys. That's everything you deal with. That's everything you're going to do. A lot of it comes back to that characteristic right there. I want you guys to think about that. I want you guys to think about those men in your life that embody that characteristic, and I want you to try to model yourselves after those sorts of people. Because, like I said, that is a very definitive trait and characteristic of a real man, at least in my eyes, in this world. And I think that's what you should be after. Okay, guys? All right, guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you real soon.